Hello everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Master Division with the tournament win for the Northern Open tournament here in Golf Clash the game. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and before we start don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content for free. Last but not least, get the best guys on the market by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. New month, and there will be 3 tournaments minimum included in this month. Read more at patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Can we get this video up to 200 thumbs up? That would be insane, and I would be very thankful. So, follow the info box on the right hand side for the adjustment, club distance and elevation adjustment combined with what ball and club type I would suggest you to use. Have in mind that you don't need to follow that, but there is always a plan behind it. And as always in Master, we use whatever ball and whatever club would you have the possibility to use. And that's just how it is to maximize the possibility for a drop. But in the end though, let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, we're going to play over to the left, and we're going to use the Apocalypse for its power. The 240 yard power is very good. 7.5 bar topspin, which is going to be possible with Apocalypse level 7 and level 8. But hang in there, I will tell you what to do with Apoc 5 and 6. Blue ring by the rough line starting at plus 11. Then we adjust maximum distance plus 15. Once that is done, we're going to go with overpower. And if you play with Apoc 7 and 8, you play with 2 rings of overpower. If you do play with Apocalypse level 6, you go in that case with 3 rings of overpower. And if you play with Apocalypse level 5, you go with 5 rings of overpower. Here I'm using a little bit too much, a little bit more than 2 rings. So once again, Apoc 7, Apoc 8, 2 rings of overpower. We're looking for yardage between 370 and 380. Second shot is going to be very close to 70%. 374 is what I've calculated towards being 70% with this adjustment, using 1 left spin and then 0.5 bars of topspin. Half of the red ring outside the rough with the ball guideline to the hole. In this example, unfortunately, I do hit great on this one, but in the end, I do think that they have an under-adjusted shot here also. So, 374, 70% slider with a 10% over adjustment. Then we're gonna be very close, if not getting this ball in the hole. And I do feel that hole number 1 here in Master needs to kind of be a drop if you're gonna have anything to do with winning the tournament. For hole number 2, we're gonna play with the quarterback and a power 1 win 5 ball. You can play with whatever power 1 win 5 ball you have, so you don't have to go with a feather ball, but that's the only power 1 win 5 ball I have on this account. Top of the in ring by the rough line, you have added spin, which is a 3.2 backspin and half a bar of side spin to the right. Now when we are going to adjust, we're going to adjust with a 1201 pull angle. That is very important, otherwise you will fall short and then you will not get the outcome that you're looking for. Adjustment is going to be maximum distance plus 15 power 1 ball setting, and then we're going to do our very best to hit. Perfect. So it runs away, we hit the rough and we get a nice bounce. So we take that little, can we call it funnel? Maybe that's a stretch to call it a funnel, but it's a very forgiving spot coming in on the right side that really takes the ball to the hole. And this is a tough shot, and pull angle is everything. If you don't have the correct pull angle, you will bounce the ball in the rough on a spot that's not gonna be the same all the time, and then you're gonna get a different outcome. But always nice to start off with a hole-in-one on the first par 3. For hole number 3, we're gonna go on the right hand side here, using the Centurion as a ball. You can use a Kingmaker as well, but I do recommend the Centurion due to the fact that we do otherwise adjust down into the water and gonna have some elevation problems if so, meaning if you go with a Kingmaker instead of the Centurion. 3 bars of side spin to the right, and 5.5 bar topspin. Adjustment's gonna be maximum distance and no elevation whatsoever, and then we're gonna go with 1.5 ball of curl outside the adjustment ring to the right. And obviously try to hit perfect. But great left, great right has been safe with this drive, so we shouldn't be that alarmed with a great ball. We do want to get the ball obviously down the fairway very nicely and landing around 375 yard mark. Second shot, now we're going to use the plus yardage on our club. So first we add 3 left spin, 1 bar backspin, and with the blue ring just inside the rough at the bottom here. And the important part, I would have to say, that we do need to have the ball guideline just slightly through the hole. Adjustment is going to be very close to maximum distance plus 35%. And so in this case, we're going to play approximately 94% slider. Unfortunately, great right, but that's kind of like standard for me in Master with a sniper. But if we would be hitting perfect, this one would have been very close to get in the hole for an albatross. For hole number 4, we're gonna go for green, and the first thing we're gonna do is that we're gonna adjust 5 rings. That is to read what plus yardage we are getting off the 5 rings, which in this case is plus 20. So we note that down, and I'm gonna explain what I'm gonna use with that in the end. 1.8 backspin, 2 bars of side spin to the left with the yellow ring by the rough line in complete maximum distance. Adjustment is going to be maximum distance plus 10. And once we have adjusted that, we're gonna push up. And with a 15.5 miles per hour with a plus 20 of the 5 rings, we're gonna push up 6.5 rings. Then we're gonna go with 3/4 of a ball outside the adjustment ring to the left, max overpower, and like obviously with a curl already demonstrated. And you're gonna see the ball bounce nicely on the fairway over the bunker and roll with a nice speed towards the pin. And I do believe we will see hole-in-ones with this type of shot. I've already been in zoom-in range twice, so honestly I feel a bit, you know, I really enjoy this hole. But the key obviously is to know how much are you going to push up. And the reason we pull the 5 rings is to determine what wind angle we are going to have. Because you can pull 5 rings, you can get to plus 15, plus 16, which would tell you that you have more tailwind than what you do have with a plus 19 or a plus 20. And then you need to push up less if you do have more tailwind. That's just how it's going to work, because the ball obviously is going to act differently when it comes to the different type of wind angles. But no matter what though, a must eagle. For hole number 5, now we're going to do a ball swap, but unfortunately that doesn't show. But have in mind that I start with a power 3 ball, and I find minimum distance with the red ring by the rough line. 1 backspin, 0.2 left spin, and the ball guideline looks really weird, but just ignore that, it's still gonna work. Once you have done that, then you change from a power 3 ball to a power 1 win 5 ball. And then you're gonna adjust with a maximum distance, 10% over adjustment is what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna take our shot. So once again, it's a ball swap included. The replays does not show that, unfortunately. I don't know why, but I start with a power 3 ball, whatever power 3 ball I do have to find minimum distance. Then we will see the second bounce on the fringe, and if we do see the second bounce on the fringe, we know it's going to be close or it's going to be in the hole. This is, in my opinion, an absolute must drop. And to just add max plus 10 power 1 ball setting is what you do want to do. Good chance on hole number 5. For hole number 6, we're gonna play with Apocalypse for the drive. That's for an easy reference, and the 240 yardage of power is helpful as well. So here for the drive, I'm gonna use 3 bars of side spin to the right and 5.5 bar top spin. Sorry, 6 bars of top spin is what I'm using, but I would recommend to not use more than 5.5 bar. I could even stretch to say that we should use 5 bars instead, because we don't want to roll into the rough. And when we play such a close margin with the top end of the rough, it's going to somewhat bite us in the butt eventually. And if it's just one time, that's not going to be fun. Even though we could save ourselves easily from the rough, we do want to have an opportunity every single time. So max with no elevation for the drive. I would also recommend to use a pull angle that is 1159 for the drive, because that will prevent you from, with a great right, to clip the rough on the right side. If you do hit a perfect ball though, you shouldn't have any issues going with just a normal pull angle for the drive. Something to just have in mind. Second shot, we're gonna play 10% over adjustment. We're gonna be very close to maximum distance. Here I want to leave the ball guideline short of pin. I want to use the blue ring as a reference by the rough, and then we're going to read the plus yardage here to determine our adjustment. So 9.7, we're gonna favor 1159 with the pull angle here, and we're gonna adjust for 9.7. We adjust 10 rings in total. And that's going to be somewhat between medium and maximum distance of our club. 10% over adjustment. Unfortunately, standard with the sniper, a great left, and we do bounce and we roll. But this ball comes in very nicely, and we never know what a perfect would have gotten us there. Could be in, could be missing on the right side as well. However though, this is a good opportunity with the sniper, but make sure you hit the ball freaking perfect. For hole number 7, we're gonna go over to the second fairway here, using as much topspin possible, starting at the plus 6 yard mark with the blue ring by the rough line. And then we use as much topspin possible, and here obviously, if you do play with an Apocalypse level 5, I would recommend to play with the Thor's Hammer if you do have the possibility of getting more topspin with the Thor's Hammer. Adjust maximum distance, no elevation, you push up to max, and then we're gonna go with overpower. I want you to use 2 rings of overpower with Apocalypse level 7 and 8. With Apocalypse level 6, we're gonna go with 4 rings, and with Apocalypse level 5, I recommend to go with max overpower here. And we do want this ball to get as far down the fairway possible, preferably between 370 and 380 yards. If we do that, we're gonna have a fairly simple shot towards the pin, but the important part here is to really, just in a direct way, notice where we are on, with our target. So the thing that I would like you to do is to add 3 bars of side spin to the right, half a bar of backspin, and then you're looking for the tip of the ball guideline to be just short of the pin. But when you do find yourself with a spot and you can slightly wiggle left and right, means that you're inside this little funnel that comes from left to right, which means that this shot is a very forgiving one. And if you just can be within a couple of decimals margin when it comes to your adjustment, you're gonna get this ball in the hole every single time with a perfect. And I do believe a great left and a great right could as well be in if you slightly misadjust your shot, because this funnel is actually pretty huge. Adjustment here, I play 44% slider, 10% over adjustment. You can see we get that ball right at pin and it rolls very nicely. So this one is a money shot here, but once again, try to just, when you do directly your shot, add 3 right spin, half a bar backspin, then find the position. Do that and do it quick, because it's gonna maybe take a little time from time to time, depending on where your drive are, to find the correct spot. For hole number 8, I'm going to attempt a rough bump. I'm using a power 0, win 5, side spin 3 balls. So I'm going to put myself in absolute minimum distance of my club with the ball guideline to the hole after adding spin. 4.1 backspin, 3 bar of side spin to the right. Then, okay, now pull angle is important. We do want 12:01 pull angle with the top of the needle to go by the left side of the N in wind. So that's what you're looking for. Medium distance with a 5% over adjustment, power 3 ball setting. So you do adjust, and then you make sure that you are centered into the adjustment ring. A little overpower, a little underpower could definitely be a big reason why you missed this shot. And you can see the ball clipping the rough, and then it rolls towards the pin. Sure, there is different sniper options from the left, but this is the one that I've been getting the most and the best, not the most, but the best results for so far. So that's why I want to show you. If you are low on power 0, win 5, side spin 3 ball. Start with a ball like that, adjust according as I explained, but then you change to a power 1, win 5, side spin 3 ball, like a feather, a Dairuma, a Kraken, any of those type of ball before you take your shot, because then you can use the, you know, the same starting point and stuff, and then you still save the power 0, win 5 ball, because those ball does not come that often. Even though it wasn't that long ago, we got a possible a ball to buy. For hole number 9, we're gonna play on the right side. Obviously, we're looking to get the ball as far down the fairway possible, preferably around 380 to 390 yards. 7 bars of topspin, 1.5 bar side spin to the left, and I'm using the blue ring by the rough to the left in absolute max distance to add. Maximum distance plus 20. And here, when we do play with Apocalypse level 5, which do not have 7 bars of topspin, I would recommend to push up 1.5 ring after adjustment. Also, if you do play with a POC 5 or a POC 6, you need to play with half of the blue ring inside the rough to the left to compensate for the different accuracy, and therefore the rings are in a different size. So, we get the ball down the fairway and roll to our yardage that is going to be not showing on the video, but we're looking for a yardage between 380 and 390. And now for the second shot, we're playing 1.8 bars of topspin is what I want us to use here. And the reason we want to use that is because we need to let the ball guideline go through the hole, otherwise the ball will fall short. So second bounce to be fairly high up into the rough with the ball guideline going through the hole, approximately 2 green square. Using the blue ring by the rough is a perfect reference, but depending on how close you are to the rough after you drive, the rough to the right after you drive, then that might be slightly different, because I do believe finding the same spin is gonna be more important, so we don't go short or go long. Great left again, we are 3 for 3 with great left on sniper. Unfortunately, with a perfect ball, this would have been close. I'm not saying it would have been in, but it would have been a hell of a lot closer than what we do have here on this example. For hole number 9. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Master Division with the tournament win for the Northern Open Tournament here in Golf Clash the Game. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Make sure you get the ultimate tournament guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, linked directly in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching and good luck in your Golf Clash game.